So the Meeple Board Classic has an interesting box once you actually get inside of it and cut through all of the protective tape. So once you do, you can lift it upwards and it will show you a bunch of things, basically 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go. Basically, read the safety stuff, wear a helmet, charge, adjust the trucks and stuff. And then once you get in, you see the board is the first thing, and really good. And then you'll see a box right in the middle. That is the only other thing inside. And once you go inside of the box, open it up, you'll see 2 extra foam paddings to replace the board and stuff. In this white box, you will see the charger, and then you see the remote, and then you get some cool goodies inside of there. And then this next thing I'm staring at is rear light. Then you have some Meepo stickers. You have a tool, majigger, another tool, and then the manual underneath. And that's all you get inside of the box. So here are the specifications of the board before we go through anything else. It has a skateboard with a 38-inch length, 9-inch width, 32.5-inch wheelbase. Has a 9-layer maple drop through with rocker double concave, so concaved it will balance itself out, make it easier for you to rest your feet inside. It has up to 25 miles per hour or 40 kilometers per hour with a range of 11 miles or 17.7 kilometers. Or if you go the Sanyo route, you get a 14-mile range with a range of 23.531 kilometers, and it has a board weight of 16 pounds, 7.2 kilograms, and there is no handle, so it's harder to hold it. In the long run, it's just harder to hold it. It has 800 watt power, and the trucks are shredder trucks, so they're really, really good. It has a customized Hobbywing ESC. It has a smooth response throttle remote with 3 ride modes: beginner, intermediate, expert. Beginner probably like 10 miles an hour, intermediate is about 15, and then experts of course 25. And then it has a super high rebound wheels and motor of 90mm times 56mm 82A. It's a charge time of 2 hours and regenerative braking. So with this though, the regenerative braking works because if you're going down a hill of an incline and you're going down that hill, it will recharge the battery to a point like an electric vehicle does, or at least hybrids, and it will have overcharge protection. So if you go basically to 100% battery again, and you have the motor and you have the batteries charging through the regenerative braking, overcharge protection turns on and your board shuts off to avoid short-circuiting the battery and having to get it replaced. Otherwise, it's great. I love this, and let's get on with the rest of the video.
Hey guys, I hope it's not too windy outside. I'm just testing out the skateboard here. Here are a couple clips from it to see what it's like. So let's get on with riding it. just ran a speed test on it, and I hit 23 miles an hour, and I've got maybe 10 miles out of it fully. So it's a fast skateboard. That is fast. That is 23 miles an hour. I'm going to throw some wind in there just because, well, why not? That's 23 miles an hour of just the wind. Oh, that is beautiful. So it takes from what I've seen people say from Reddit and different things, it takes a tiny bit longer for it to hit the 23 mile mark than the boosted boards. Because it's hub versus belt motors. But normally, it is perfectly fine with it. It actually hits it correctly. And if you hear a tiny bit of wind, I'm going to throw some subtitles down here depending on what it is. But it definitely hits about 23 miles an hour. I hit 25 for about a second. Could have just been my speed test app. Not too sure. But it does get 10 miles of range out of it. So that's nice. So I get about 10, 11 miles of range, like they promise, depending on how fast or how slow I'm going. And when I started off, I had to tighten the trucks because I was swerving a little bit. I was told tighten about for about 3 months, and then it's perfectly fine. So in about 3 months, I'll be perfectly fine. This gimbal's really hurting my arm. But that's what I've been told is about 3 months for it. And once that whole endeavor is over, you may not have to tighten it as much. But yeah, take it like that. I love this thing. Oh, target has been lost. Sorry, I'm using my gimbal. And I'm basically just getting my face so I can go like this, and like this, and like this. And it gets me no matter what. So let me go home and I'll give you some extra thoughts at home of this board. So, how do I like this skateboard? What are my actual thoughts of this Meepo Board Classic? So I've been reading different things, seeing online.
The Meepo V2 has the same everything basically with about as much range, same battery used and stuff. But basically this one has 50 watts more per motor, so it's a bit stronger. It's a little lower to the ground if you like that. If not, I would go with the V2. But same speed, everything, but this one's a little lower to the ground. I like lower to the ground. You don't feel the ride as much. It's smoother and everything just better about this. So compared also to, I had a Swagboard NG-1 or Voyager was original. I don't remember which one was which, but basically I had the $75 one. It went about 10 miles an hour. Trash. I didn't like it. It was too slow and the remote was disconnecting randomly from the board versus this remote, which doesn't disconnect at all. And then I had the higher up $400 version of the Swagtron or Swagboard, whatever it's called, NG-1 I think. That one was also complete trash. It went 15 miles an hour. They had a remote that went 30 miles an hour. Gonna be sold soon. Never sold it, never came out with it, so it never went 30 miles an hour. Up to 30 miles an hour, never actually would have went that. The only thing I liked about that other one was cruise control, while this board, I don't have that. Basically, I can just set a speed and cruise without having to just like hold the remote buttons and stuff. It's just some stuff. But I have gotten 23 miles an hour out of this board, so I like this board for that. When it comes to the other board, wasn't as low to the ground, didn't use the same wheels, trucks and stuff. Felt more like a regular board with a electric skateboard motor and stuff thrown into it. I didn't like it. This one, I love it. It lasts a long time. I have no bugs with it so far. I'm loving this board. Everything about this is great. Now compared to hub motors versus belt motors, so according to people online, belt motors aren't as durable as hub motors, first off, from seeing everything online about them. That, and I've seen people say that this hub motor isn't as torquey at first, basically it doesn't like force you at first, but once it gets there, it's just as fast and it feels smoother. And then when it comes to braking, this one is a little bit slower at braking than belt motor, like the boosted board from a video I've seen. But all in all, this is a great skateboard. I definitely would recommend this skateboard to anybody looking for a skateboard. Now, take this as a grain of salt because this is my first electric skateboard review. But I don't know what else to say about this, honestly. It's just a great board. Grip tape is very, very grippy. The one thing that I really have faults with is it came with that light. They tell you attach it to the back. I emailed them. They say attach it to the back of it, meaning the back by the hub motor itself. I am looking around. There's a hole, that's about it. I don't see anywhere to actually attach that, even with the rubber tube thingies they give you to attach it with. Basically rubber bands, but stronger. So I don't see that. It rattles like crazy when I put it on, so I took it off immediately. I'll put it on only when I actually need it, when I'm riding at night, which I haven't needed it yet, but I'll need it soon. What else is there to say about this? Not much. The hub motors itself aren't humming like loud like my last skateboard. They hummed. I've seen even like expensive electric skateboards hummed. This one just doesn't hum at all. This one is pretty quiet. The most you hear is whatever road you're riding on, street, sidewalk, whatever. It has noise to it depending on the street. So if I play back a couple sounds, you could hear other than wind, you can hear the ground But when it comes to hearing the sidewalks or roads itself, the roads, they are quiet. Like I'm riding on the road and all I hear is just me going fast and a little bit of the wheel itself. Nothing crazy. It's the quietest skateboard I've ever ridden. I'm liking these 90mm, are they 78A? They are 90mm 78A A wheels, so that just means that with it, you'll get smoother riding experience. It's a little bit squishier, and when I'm riding over the bumps that my last electric skateboard couldn't get over, this one got over perfectly. I slowed down a little bit, but I could easily speed up if I would teach myself to ride on those bumps that my last electric skateboard got stuck on. But as of now, everything is working out really well. I'm loving this skateboard. It has a swappable battery, so if anything goes wrong and you need to buy a battery, you can either buy a battery online from the website. The Sanyo battery is $255. It gives you up to 15 to 17 miles range, and then the regular battery is going to run you about $100 or so. And their warranty lasts for about a year or so. So with this board, I'm loving it over my last board. The only thing I wish is that this board had a meter for on the remote, had a screen. Even on all the remotes, just had a screen to tell you a tiny bit of how fast it's going. I like those that it vibrates when the remote turns on and when it turns off. And if your board's running low and it gets to 1 bar, it will vibrate that you have 1 bar left, and you can click on the power button. It'll show you the levels of all, say green and then red for the remote itself, and then it'll have 4 bars for battery, and it'll blink when that bar of battery is running out. And then regenerative braking works really well. It has overcharge protection, so it won't overcharge itself if you're going down a hill or whatever, and it's at like full battery. It'll basically just cut itself off. I think they could have just had it where it just doesn't cut itself off, but it just stops charging once it gets to 100% regenerative braking wise. The nice thing though is I just was cruising, went all the way fast, and I just let go of the remote, let it dangle from my hand with their included wrist strap, and I was just cruising on the way. There was nothing wrong. It was using this as a regular skateboard. So if this thing dies and it doesn't turn on, you can use this as a regular skateboard. So if you're like a couple blocks from your destination, or maybe a block or so, you can cruise the little last tiny way that you need to go. This skateboard will take it. I just love this board. It's amazing. It's great. I think it's the great skateboard. It's smooth, nothing's wrong with it. I recommend this skateboard to everybody. If you want to know more about the skateboard, I'll link their website down below. And if it's on Amazon, I'll link the Amazon link too. And if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please give me constructive criticism on this video. I want to know what I can improve on when it comes to reviewing electric skateboards. And any company wanting to hit me up for an electric skateboard review, please do. Everything's down below. Hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, definitely please rate, comment, subscribe, and thumbs up, and enjoy the rest of your day.